What's up guys, J&O here, and welcome back to my Pep Guardiola and Lionel Messi to Man City football manager experiment. Now let me first just catch you up before we actually get into this episode, because I've done 2 episodes before. The link should be here and here. And just a quick refresher if you don't want to watch those videos. Basically, Pep Guardiola and Lionel Messi went to Man City. Pep Guardiola only had a brief stint as Man City manager before he decided to become Manchester United manager. It was a very controversial decision for him to make, but that's the decision he made. And then a year later, he went and took the Spanish national team job. So obviously Guardiola has shown no loyalty to the Premier League in this experiment, but Lionel Messi is still at Man City, maybe because no one else can afford his wages. And since then, Man City and Manchester United, who we followed both of because Pep Guardiola managed both of them, have basically sacked nearly every manager they've hired. We are now sitting in a situation where Laurent Blanc got sacked by Manchester City and in came Brendan Rodgers. Last episode as well, Joachim Low got sacked as Man United manager, so they've had some very good managers at their clubs and they've all failed to achieve what the board wants them to achieve. So let's see how Man City and Manchester United did in the 2019-2020 season, and also how Pep Guardiola does as the Spanish national team manager. Okay, now at quick glance we can see in the English Premier Division that Arsenal won the league. Just wondering, is Arsene Wenger still boss there? No, David Moyes. David fucking Moyes. Okay then, nice to see football manager has their feet firmly on the ground. Anyway, Chelsea came second. I think Chelsea still have Mourinho. Again, football manager. Well done. Then Liverpool managed to get third. Did Liverpool still have Klopp? No, of course they don't. What am I even talking about? And then you have Manchester United getting 4th spot, Tottenham 5th. Okay, we're getting quite low. And Man City haven't been said yet. Southampton 6th. 7th to Man City. Is Brendan Rodgers still boss? How did Brendan Rodgers keep his job? He's probably going to get sacked at some point in the summer. So Man City failed to get into the top 6. That is really not looking good for Man City's hopes. It looks like hiring Guardiola has just caused them to spiral badly down the table. On the plus side though, Lionel Messi is still your key player, so there's that plus despite your poor league form. And hopefully if we go and have a look at competitions, we can see that you actually managed to win the European Champions League or something like that. Nope, you were knocked out in the quarter-final by Man United. Okay, really not a good season for Man City. Lionel Messi was top goal scorer for Man City in the Premier League and had the highest average rating. Kevin De Bruyne is still up there as a player. Yuri Tillemans is in your team as well as Icardi. Knocked out in the 3rd round of the FA Cup to Liverpool and knocked out in the quarter-final of the Capital One Cup to Liverpool. If we have a look at the squad, we can see the highest average rated player by far was Lionel Messi, with Sergio Aguero at 7.71 coming in second, Otamendi at 7.51 and Vincent Kompany at 7.45. Then we had Kevin De Bruyne at 7.44, and then new signing Tin Jedvaj, no I said that wrong, who looks a decent 24-year-old centre-back to be honest, has come through as probably one of your best signings. You have Raheem Sterling, Lucas Silva, Kingsley Coman, Ivan Cavallero, Julian Brandt, Arturo Vidal, and who is this? No idea who Christian Kejetil is. Yuri Tillemans, got quite a few appearances but not a very good rating. Icardi is clearly your substitute striker, and Shaqiri really didn't have many performances, neither did Mbula. And you've got Rumours as well, who doesn't seem to be playing. Okay, so clearly Man City have not done that well in the 2019-2020 season, but let's see how Man United did after they replaced Joachim Low. Okay, so their new manager is Ryan Giggs, although how long that is for, as they got 4th, we don't know. If we have a look at competitions, did Ryan Giggs manage to win anything? No, he got knocked out in the semi-finals by Real Madrid of the European Champions Cup, knocked out semi-finals in the FA Cup to Arsenal, and knocked out in the 3rd round to Leicester in the Capital One Cup. Malcolm, who was a real star in the last episode, is your top goal scorer for Man United in the Premier League, those stats look pretty damn incredible. Juan Mata got the highest average rating, and it looks like Juan Mata and Malcolm are pretty much your best players. If we have a look at the actual squad, we can see Juan Mata, Stefan de Vrij, John Stones, who put in a good season, which is a lot better than he's done in my Rumours to Reality, where I put him in the Manchester United team. Luke Shaw, Malcolm, Memphis Depay, Januzaj, Ander Herrera, Renato Sanchez, who looks pretty damn good as well, Mario Fernandes, Diego Costa, Daley Blind and David De Gea, all your players over 7 average rating. Gareth Bale and Ayoze Perez are in the team, but both got under 7 average rating. But clearly you've built a better squad overall than Man City, considering you finished 4th and seem to do better in the Champions League. And before we sim forward another season, let's quickly have a look how Guardiola did as Spanish national team manager. They went undefeated in the year 2019, completely untouchable, with big wins over England, and that's probably the only really big win, and that was an international friendly of some sort. No one could touch Spain as far as the qualifications go. In the next episode we'll get to see how Spain actually did in an international competition, as it's 2020, and we'll have a quick look and see how Roberto Martinez is doing, still the England boss, and apart from a loss to Spain, they went unbeaten as well, so both teams are looking good going into the European Championships. So let's go forward a season and see how Man City, Manchester United, England and Spain all do in 2020 to 2021. Okay guys, we are at the end of the 2020-2021 season, and we're going to first look at how Josep Guardiola and Spain did in the European Championships, as well as England and Roberto Martinez. Well, as we can see, the Spanish manager is still Josep Guardiola, which suggests he did okay in the European Championships as he hasn't lost his job. If we go to the senior squad schedule, we can see that they lost their first game in the European Championships to Austria, but then they beat Greece, Norway, Portugal, Ukraine and Italy on the way to the final against France, which they lost. But getting to the final is definitely respectable, and apart from that, the Austria game and the friendly against France, which didn't bode too well for them going into that final, they have been unbeaten apart from those 3 games. Now if we have a look at the England national team, what you will notice is Massimiliano Allegri is the manager of England. And if we go to the senior squad schedule, we can see that we got to the second round and got knocked out by Holland. Now to be honest, that's not too disappointing. We did get a draw against Finland and Portugal, beating Armenia, but then we fell to Holland. Holland are a decent side though, to be honest, so that's not too bad a result. And apart from that Holland game, England are also unbeaten, but they obviously thought Roberto Martinez's time was up. If we go to the Premier League, we'll see that Arsenal won the title yet again, and if we look on the right here, past winners, Chelsea, 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 Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. So London have dominated the Premier League according to Football Manager. Liverpool managed to get second this season with Chelsea third, Man City managed to go up to 4th, and Man United were in 5th. Lionel Messi actually managed to get into the top goal scorers of the league, scoring 20, just 1 behind his international teammate Luciano Vietto. He had the highest average rating in the league. Kevin De Bruyne had the most assists. Player of the matches also went to Lionel Messi with 17. Brendan Rodgers has managed to keep his job as Manchester City manager, and to go along with that 4th place finish, they got knocked out in the Euro Cup in the quarterfinals by Porto, knocked out in the 4th round by AFC Bournemouth in the FA Cup, got knocked out in the quarterfinal by Arsenal in the Capital One Cup. Kevin De Bruyne has remained as one of the best players at Manchester City, along with Lionel Messi, but Manchester City managed to get Kurt Zouma and Jonathan Tah, causing their defence to be a lot younger and have a lot more longevity as far as the game goes, with Raheem Sterling now one of their top players, and one of the standouts was Domingos Kuna, 21-year-old regen who has pretty decent stats. They've also managed to get Odegaard in, so Brendan Rodgers has done pretty well for himself at Manchester City, but they'll be expecting him surely to push up that table a bit more in the up and coming season. As for Manchester United, well, they let go of Laurent Blanc, and I have put myself as manager of them because I can now use this database for another one of my series called The Next on FM Scout. And as we can see in the European Champions Cup, Laurent Blanc got knocked out by Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals, got knocked out by Chelsea in the 3rd round of the FA Cup, and got knocked out in the 4th round by Manchester City in the Capital One Cup. Juan Mata and Malcolm look like their best players yet again, with Renato Sanchez looking good in the FA Cup for as long as they were in it, and Jose Perez doing quite well in the Capital One Cup for as long as they were in that. The best other players at Manchester United were Stefan de Vrij, Luke Shaw, Malcolm, John Stones, Mario Fernandes, Renato Sanchez, and maybe Daley Blind as well. And I didn't really make a big deal of it, and I should have in the previous season, but they've somehow managed to get Diego Costa to go to Manchester United. Also, Gareth Bale had another disappointing season, but they did manage to bring in Breel Mbolo, who could be a great signing for them. Anyway guys, that is the end of this series of Lionel Messi and Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. If I do more experiments on this channel, I'm not 100% sure, if I'm going to be honest with you. It will probably only be when something catches my eye or piques my interest. But thank you so much for tuning in, as always. If you want to see more experiments like this done by me or by other people, check out FM Scout. That's probably where I'll do most of my experiments, and only do a few on this channel, if at all. And as always, I've been JNO, you've been awesome, and remember, it's all about the game.